you were able to join us. I have heard most of you already have the use sketch. So what I really want to do is I'm going to show you some examples, giving you some ideas. They're really popular. I do in training a lot of times, what you can do with it. First of all, I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to go through a few slides. If they go, I had an issue with my PC this morning. I apologize. That's why I was a little bit late. As Alan already mentioned, you know, we have really good products. I used to implement SAP Business One. And I always say nobody should have SAP Business One without the usability package. So if you are one of the users that don't have it, that's definitely something I would like to for you to check out, because it will make it so much easier for the user. And your everyday tasks are so much easier. So we are award-winning solution. We are the biggest solution provider for SAP Business One. We only concentrate on SAP Business One, so we don't do any other products, and we really just look that the SAP Business One runs really smooth for the customers. So here are my examples I would like to show you. So for example, you know, we have the line loop, we have the universal function, and they're perfect because I didn't say, okay, well, let's go through my examples. I have, I think, 10 examples, and then we can have some Q&A, and I show you a couple other cool things. So automation, to batch numbers, you know, they're very cumbersome in SAP because you have to select the batch one by one. So with a click, you can actually do automatic batch numbering. I'm actually having a new database, so I don't have a whole lot of data. But for example, if I go to the delivery, and let me hide my, I'm gonna hide my dashboards. I will come back to the dashboards. Actually, I would like to have show you something on that. So if I go in here, I'm gonna go ahead and choose a customer, and then in this case I would like to choose some batch items, which are my L items right here. And as you know, in SAP, when you click add, the batch number screen comes up. So I put in my information, and once you click add, I have no dollar amount, but that's okay. You will get this screen. You get a screen, and then it's going to ask you to put in the batch numbers. There we go. And then you start selecting the batch number manually. Okay. Can be very cumbersome. So if you create an automation, there is, for example, there is a button, and I'm going to click batch. And what it does, it selects the batches automatically. So think about it. You need to have a logic. Of course, you got to tell it which batch to use. In my case, it looks at the date. It takes the batch, the oldest date. Okay, so this is something you can automate it. I had one user, she said, you know, you saved me so much time with this example because I'm doing like 50 lines, 100 lines. So you click on the batch, yeah, it will run a little bit, but you can get up, get yourself a cup of coffee, and you're good to go. A very powerful example. It is an advanced setup. So depending how well you know the usability package, but Alan's team can definitely help you with this one. Very powerful. The next one, automatically process the outgoing payment and print the checks. This is something a lot of times here, I live in the US, and what happens a lot of times, you have a lot of turnover on the accounts payable side, people putting in accounts payable invoices, and then they have to do the payments. So what you can do is you can click put a button here. Instead of teaching somebody, for example, instead of teaching somebody to do an outgoing payment, you can just go ahead and put a button there, and then you teach them, okay, just create the outgoing payment from here. So it does it for you. It picks the correct invoice, you see right here, and you're ready to create the checks. There's something with my GL account, but you see, you're ready to create print the checks. So you can automate that, and because it is sometimes very cumbersome if you go to banking, outgoing payment, and do that, unless you do the wizard. Okay. So you can do that automatic, and then you just do the check run, just like you're used to it most likely. So put a button, and then you can train a person, when you put in an AP in, is just click outgoing payment or whatever reason. Just a simpler way. Maybe you run the wizard, but maybe you want this there for certain scenarios. Okay. So because we can copy everything with the line loop, calculate shipping cost and promotion items based on a document line. So you can, if I go, let me get out of AP, let's go to sales order, and I am going to put in a couple items. There we go. You see my screen, how it is already totally customized with the B1 Usability Package. If I go in here, perimeter technology, I tab off. It tells me what credit they have available from the credit balance. Or if I use somebody else, let's do MaxiTech and tab off. You see, this one has no available credit. He's over the credit limit. Okay, so you can automate that. That's very nice for salespeople. Hey, they have no, they are over the credit limit if you do credit limits. Okay, very nice label. We call it label to put on here. And you see also, I put the cancel button up here. I do get that sometimes from customers. They're like, I don't want the cancel button here because people just accidentally hit cancel, and they don't read the message, and then they have to redo everything. Just move it away. But for example, if I go in here, I'm going to put a couple items. Take my 3 first items, and then I have those buttons for the users. So I can put fee in here. If I click fee, what it does, I get a message. The number of items in this document are less than 10. Do you want to add shipping cost? And I'm going to say yes. And it does it automatically. It adds the shipping cost for me. So if I go and delete this, just to show you, and I'm going, I don't know what that message is down there. I'm going to go into 12, and I'm going to click fee again. The number of items on this document are less than 20. Do you want to add shipping cost with a 50% discount? Yes, because I have it, my line loop. I have it saying if it's under 10 and under, they get full shipping cost. Remember, it was $20. Now they have 50% discount because they have items between, the quantity is between 10 and 20. And if they have more than 20, and I click fee, the customer has more than 20 items. Customer deserves a free gift, for example. Okay, so it gives him actually the shipping with the 100% discount and a free gift because he ordered a certain amount of items. So this is something you can automate it with the line loop. It looks at the items, and then it counts, it summarizes the quantity in my case. Of course, you can use the totals, whatever fits your company's need. So you can automate that so the salespeople know, hey, they get shipping, they get a discount because they ordered enough, and so on. It is a very nice example. People really like it. I do this one a lot in training. Okay, you can do it by weight or whatever your need is. This example you saw already. Put a label on there, on this in the sales order screen. It says MaxiTech. That's exactly what we used. They have no available credit. They are over the credit limit. And on the ones you saw, I had a different business partner. It just tells you what they have available. and no available credit doesn't come up because they're within the credit limit. And that's also very nice. Let me drill back to the business partner. Let me see if I have it on this database. What's also very nice, that's also an example I do a lot when I teach, is this. The credit balance is red because they're over the credit limit. This one is green because this one is within the credit limit. So it's very good for your eye for the users as soon they log on. This is just reports. You can create SQL reports and you have shortcuts straight here on the business partner. So if I click on sales reports, I see all my credit memos and invoices here. Okay, so if I, for this business partner, if I of course go to a different business partner, this is also a customer, of course the report looks different. So have everything at your fingertip and you can make the golden arrows yourself so you can drill back. Very simple. And if you don't want to have it as a button, you can put it into a tab. You can create a tab. You can create an SQL tab. You know that you can do an SQL tab or you can do a regular tab, you know, with items, with user-defined fields, or move SAP fields over to that tab. Okay. If you don't want to have this report on a tab, you can create a right click menu. I used to have a lot of right clickers. You just do it as a right click and pull up the same report. I believe it's the same report. So you have all these options. I hope you know. You can do it as a right click, you can do it as a tab, or you can do it as a button. Okay, so have the reports handy for you. This is deal of the month. This is something also on the sales order. If you have specials running, very common, customers have special running. Instead of the user to pull up the items constantly on the inventory list, just say, hey, this is the deal of the month. Have them click on one of those buttons. Those are 3 items. That's the deal of the month. And what the system does, it puts it on the sales order. Okay, I have something running that usually you don't see this on the bottom. I apologize. And it does it automatically. This is your special. And then, you know what? When the deal is over, you just hide the button till you have the same deal again. So you can automate that. Okay, don't have the user go through this. Or you can, for example, do an SQL report. So put in your query, what kind of items do you want to pull? For example, maybe you want to pull the top 20 items from this customer, or the last 20 items from this customer, because you have the customer pulled up on the sales order. So you can make the report to look at the customer code. And then you can say, okay, you know what? I want those items, instead of them pulling again up the item master, they can just do it straight from this report and select and feed it into that sales order. So they don't have to go through the whole inventory items and go by one or control click, and they can do it straight from here. Yes, it copies it over. And like I said, I have the development thing going on. That's why you see it running like this, but in your case, it wouldn't be doing that. There we go. It copied it over. So this is how you can automate it. Have everything at the fingertip of your customer. Quick access discount field. This is also one of the favorites. This is one of my favorites. If you have spoken to me, if you've seen me, I know you have seen this one. This is, for example, if I go into SAP Business One, I'm going to do a new one just to have it a little bit cleaner for you. There we go. I'm going to go to a sales order straight from the business partner. There's a button, put buttons on the business partner to go straight to a sales order, to go straight to a sales quote. So you have everything at your fingertip. If I go in here, and again, let me grab those 3 items. And then you're really eager to sell, but your manager really doesn't like you to give so much discount. So, but you want to give a lot of discount because you want to get the sale. If you click add now, you're going to get a message. Hey, following lines have more than 10% discount. Do you want to continue? So in my case, it gives you a choice. But you know what? Just by a little bit of different configuration, it's really one check mark, you can block them out. You can set it, they cannot continue unless they set the discount 10% or less. Totally automation, totally for you to control. I want you to have to control over your database. What is this one? Is copy header line content from base document. This is really, you can copy one document to another. Line loop. You have heard line loop. For example, let me actually go this way. I'm gonna to this one. I'm gonna do a transfer request. You know what this does? It opens up a different document. It copies all my lines over, and I can make it so it clicks the add button and goes away. I just had a customer. I said, you know, you can make it so it copies everything over. Just imagine you have 50 lines, but you want to be in control and click add. And this one, it was a manager. He said, no, I don't want the user team to do that. Okay, I want you to close it out and close out the screen, and I don't want them to touch the transfer request manually. So you can do that. Copy from one document to another. I'm going to copy this over to a quotation. It's a sales order. I'm copying it over to a quotation. Same thing. It copies it. And again, you can click the add mode and you're done. Very simple, very straightforward. It's a line loop. Yeah, that line loop is an advanced configuration, but believe me, once you have done one and kind of look at it, you will get, it's really, you can learn it in a very simple way. And we have lots of videos on that. And then we have the validations. This is something, this was a request from a customer, and let me see if I still have it. I'm going to put another item in here. I'm going to put the item 4. I'm going to change my my discount fields. And you see I have this authorization right here, this user defined field, yes or no. It's automatically set to no. I clicked add earlier, it never changed. But if I click add now, it changed to yes, right? And what it's going to do, it's going to trigger an authorization. So what I basically did, just to have it here on the screen for the user, I did a user defined field, pulled it over, and then I said, if this change is yes, because I have it set, it's validating the items on my sales order. So if I have item 4, in my case, that's why I added it, I want it to change this to yes, and that will trigger the authorization. That has to go through an authorization approval. Just imagine, maybe on the purchasing side, you have a purchasing person and you told them, hey, don't buy this item anymore unless you talk to me, because for whatever reason, we really don't want to buy it here, this item, if it's not necessary because we have other items very similar, they work, then you just kick off the approval and the manager gets the approval and you have control again. Then the 10th one is print and delivery, guys. This is if you have the usability package. Print and delivery is a module within the usability package. If you have it, it's wonderful. I think you should have it. You need different license, but what you can do basically is you can, I have my Outlook closed, you can automate your emailing. You can do mass emails. or you can schedule emails. So you can say, let me actually go to schedule. To me, it makes sense. You can schedule emails and you can say, okay, every hour, once a day, depending what your need is, I'm going to send out all my sales orders. I'm going to email them daily. Actually, let's say hourly. Every hour starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. What that means, if you have salespeople, they put in sales orders constantly. Once every hour, the server component takes those new sales orders and emails it to the customer automatically. You don't even have to do anything anymore. It attaches a PDF just like that. And then you can put logic into this system again with print and delivery. You can say, okay, hey, if it's a first time customer, I want to add some more attachments. Of course, I'm sending a quote. I'm adding more attachments because it's the first time I'm sending this customer quote. I want to send him what other products we sell. I want to send him what other services we provide. Okay. But if it's an existing customer, I send a quote. I just do the regular, I just send the quote. You can change the email body if it's a first-time customer because we have the conditional setup. You tell the system what you want. Okay, so you can really, really automate the emailing, and that's what print and delivery is for. You can go, if you rather do it manually and don't want to do the scheduler, you can go in here, for example, and you have this mass delivery. You can say, okay, I'm going to grab all my air invoices now and I'm going to sell it out. I'm going to send them out. Now I have a list of all the invoices and then I just kick them off. Okay. It will tell include documents handled by print and delivery. Once you send it, they won't show up on the list because it knows they're tagged as they have been sent with print and delivery, but you can always include it. So automation on emailing, you never have to touch anything. You can do it on a scheduler. You can configure it. As soon as I click the add button on a sales order, it goes out. You tell it what the email should say, and on the attachment you can say I want it to say what it is. Sales order in my case. If it's an error invoice, it would say error invoice. I want it to say the number. And also on my email body and on the subject. Great tool. So those were my examples, but I want to show you a couple more things. What's kind of new, you might don't know. We have the dashboards. As I said, I should have opened another database now, but I think you guys get the idea. You have those dashboards and you can actually go in here. This has been very popular on the customer day from SAP. If you go in here, you can go to general configuration. You can also access it under administration add-on usability package dashboards. But you see right here the skin. I don't know if you guys know, we have all this different skin. You can default the dashboards, and the favorite is this one. I'm going to update it. I want you to see it. Gonna click OK, and now it changed the skin with the black background. Everybody has those now, even my kids with their iPhones, with their phones, they all have this background. It's actually, I think, easier on the eye. So you can change the skin. You saw you have many different skin types. You can do your custom dashboard. You know that. You can do your custom dashboard and add some widgets. Okay. To create just a new dashboard, you just go in here and you go to change the naming here. I just upgraded to the latest version. You just click add here and I'm just going to call it my name and update it. As soon as I do that, you will see I have my little tab here, but I have nothing in here. Now I'm going to show you some cool things that are available for you if you don't know yet. You go to add widgets. You know you can always create your own dashboards. You know that. You just go to editor and then create your own dashboards. Okay, like here, custom. Okay. So then you have all those widgets here. They come with it. So we have this one called process widgets and calendar. This one is coming out next month, next week, I think. This one, I have the latest version. So I'm going to do the process widget first. I'm going to click add. So I'm getting this box now. I have a black background and I can say which process do I want? The sales process. Yeah, I want this here. You know, if you're on HANA, you have that already on HANA, but we have it now on our dashboards. So then you can go to Air Invoice straight from here. Okay, so you have the process widgets here, and the ones you have are available, so you can select different ones. And as you saw earlier, you just click on here and it opens up the document. So that's pretty new. That came out last year. We are in the process, guys, so make sure you always upgrade to the latest version that you can customize that. Meaning, what is your process? Maybe you don't use this. Maybe you don't use down payment. Just don't show it then, right? Another widget that's coming out this month, the next release, I think it's next week. Yeah, it must be next week, is this one, calendar. So what this is, it will bring in a calendar. I didn't do it again. Am I not clicking right? Oh, it's just working on it. And then on the calendar, you can see, and this is, I don't have anything in there, you can see the sales quotations, you can see the sales orders, what is due now. Okay, so if I put in a sales order now, you would see it right here. Okay, this is just coming out, or an activity. Let me see if I can change an activity date or a sales order date. Do I have one open? Just to show you, as I said, I didn't put in new documents, and this is a pretty old database, as you can see my dates, right? Let me do this for you really quick. And I'm gonna, oh, I cannot change. I have it that I cannot change it. Let me do something for this quick, if you don't mind. I really want you to see that. And now if I click refresh, I should see my activity in here on April 2nd. So you have an inventory overview, an employee overview, production overview. So what this does is, I'm going to get out of my process here really quick, and I'm going to make this actually big. It will give you what you have ongoing. If there's a sales quotation due, if there is sales order due, it will put it on your calendar. Okay, there is my activity I just did. So in my case, I only have activity, but you can go in here and open it up from here. If it's a sales order or a sales quotation and you put it there, absolutely, it will look a little bit different. They all have different colors. I have everything blocked out that they cannot change the posting date. It's read only, but then they would show up. So in your case, you will have this full. I have more on my other database. Okay, actually, let me put one in really quick, if you don't mind, because I really want you to see that. I should have done that this morning. I apologize. I want to show you a couple more cool things you maybe don't know. There we go. See, I have print and delivery running. It's emailing me the quotation right away, but I have something wrong with my crystal report. That's fine. Okay, but I'm going to refresh my dashboard and then it should show. Okay, gonna minimize it, maximize it again. There we go. You see right here, it's showing it to me already based on document so and so. Okay, if I click on this, oh, that's the activity. Hold on one second. Oh, the sales, it doesn't show up yet. I gotta see why it didn't show up. It should, or maybe I didn't put myself as the salesperson. Okay. But you see all your documents there too. So this is coming out this month. Okay, and I apologize, I don't have more data on that, but I wanted you to see. I have it written down. I want to show you the calendar. Okay, and the cool thing is that you can actually open it straight from here, or you have different view, employee view. This is inventory management, if there's any inventory. So whatever your role is, okay, you can change the view right here. But of course, in my case, I say I want to see everything. Okay, and then you can say you want to send it by month, you want to send it by day, by week, whatever different views you can have. Okay, so there is today. Okay, so then we have also, if you I don't know what versions you are on, just so you know, when you go into the when you design your screen, if you go and you want to move a field right now, and you go right here and say move this item, you know, in the past you only had above or below. Now we have left and right. Okay, if you move user defined fields, left is not available, it's not supported, but now you also have left and right, and it tells you exactly, again, like you used to it tells you where you want it. And let's say I want to put it right here, and it moved it right here. So it makes it easier for you, just in case you do not have, did not know that we also have a new tool if you have view system information on. If you go to the toolbox, I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. Let's just go in here. If it opens up, I already showed you that on the tabs you can do an SQL tab, right? If I go here to the toolbox, I have something called usability, and we have this use help information. We also have this prevent star entries. You know, when you have a form coming up, a screen coming up with add mode, people go star, they're trying to do a find, but then they say enter, and then you always have a star in your business partner or in your items. So you can turn this on to prevent that. They cannot do that anymore. So usually people are familiar with that, or in those screens, okay? But use help information, what is that? It's turned on in my case. So you have to have use system information on, then you can go in here and say, you know what? B1 Usability Package, add help information. Then you say, please fill in with correct number, I don't know. And then you describe what they should do. And you also can put a link there if you need to. Okay, and I want a button. They can do it by right click if this is what you prefer, but I'm gonna click save. I'm going out and go back in. I want you to see that. And see, I have my own help. You can create your own help. So this is very, very handy. There's my help right here. Please fill in. And when they click on more information, my website comes up, the one I put there. Okay, it's trying to come up. In my case, there we go, boemit.com. This is exactly what I told it to do. Okay, so put in your help. This is really handy when you have user-defined fields and you move them over here. Okay, very, very handy. Another thing I want to show you, I think that's the last thing I wrote down. We showed the discount already, is this. If you have user-defined fields, most likely you create a tab and move them over. Okay, so I have two user-defined fields, item and user, right? You can change. First of all, you can block the sidebar. I show you how, okay? But this has to do with an item. And you're like, oh gosh, it would be nice if I could create a golden arrow. You can do that. See, there's a golden arrow now. You can create your own golden arrow to go back and open up another screen. If I'm gonna go in here, couple things. You can block the user-defined fields for users, okay? And you also can, I'm just gonna show you, everything you do and move items. I don't know if I have technical people on there. If I do, I wanna show this. So this is my screen design. If you're familiar with it, on top are my SAP fields, on the bottom my user-defined fields. To create a golden error, you go in here, and I just said I want to create golden error on the item. But you can block the UDF bar. Keep that in mind. If you check this, the users I have selected here, in my case, all users, they cannot open up the sidebar anymore. And also, if you're very technical and you need to move fields manually because you just want to, you always have this development mode. Read up on that. That tells you when you put the mouse on a, actually I can turn it on quick. Don't have it turned on because users will have this screen bar constantly down there, as you saw on my other screens earlier. But if I have a technical person and you need to move something, then you can click on a field and the development mode tells you right on the bottom where this field is located. It's easier for you to move another field next to it and so on. It's very popular with people that do a lot of screen design. Okay? And then make sure you turn it off, because otherwise the user, when they're in there, the ones they're included in this item placement tool, they will always get it. Going back to the toolbox, please read up on it. Make sure you see what you can turn off, or what you can turn on rather. Start in name field. For example, people always ask me when I open an item or a document, I want the mouse to jump in the name field. I don't want it, see, I don't have it checked here. I don't want it to go to the code because that's what it defaults. I want it in the name field because I want to start looking up the business partner. Go to new, you know hopefully what this is. When you add a document to the system, then the document stays on the screen. You don't have to pull it up again. So you have a bunch of great, very powerful little features here you can just turn on. And the best thing is just to press F1 and see what each one does. Okay. So I think I talked enough. I apologize. Oh my gosh, it's almost 10. So I think we can open it up for Q&As, Alan, if I want to give it back to you, if you're still here.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thank you very much, Rosie.
Sorry, you should have stopped me. I didn't want
no
to
problems.
talk
I
so
think
much.
what you showed is actually very useful. A lot of people are invested in Business One, B1 Up from Boyum, but they don't always utilize everything it can do, or don't always think of new things it can do. And as Safari, we're very keen to not just do the work for our customers, but to actually teach customers who want to learn how to manipulate and use this powerful tool to get the most from it. I can see it. We've got one question come through already, which says, if we use Boyum to customize business processes, does this not move you away from standard SAP Business One system and therefore cause support and maintenance issues, especially when going through upgrades? Now, I know the answer to that, but it might be an idea, Rosie, if you cover it first. But I'm really not concerned about that. So what's your view?
The business process, this is just it's basically shortcuts for you. That's what it is. If you have it here on that, I think that's what you're referring to on the, it's not going to do anything to your menu. It's just for you, when you have it on your, let me move you away here again. If you have it on your dashboard, so you only want to have the user what you use. And we have been asked that many times, if we can make it to customize it, and our developer is working on it. It's really just for you. Okay, I really don't want to see sales quotation on my process here. That doesn't mean it's gonna move this away. No. This is just for you. It's think about it kind of like common functions. You just put in there what you would like. That's how I would think it will be designed. It will not do anything about upgrades, nothing. We never affect. And this is a good point you made, because any upgrades you do with our products, and Alan, you know, they're the smoothest upgrades because we work so close with SAP. We never have a problem.
We've done so many upgrades and never had a problem with getting Boyum processes to work. We've got to remember that the Boyum software is developed in the same software development kit as SAP Business One itself. So it's designed to upgrade with SAP. So you don't have to rewrite all of your processes and tweaks and changes that you've made. once you've got them in there, they go with the upgrade. So it really isn't going to affect how we can actively support your Business One system at all. All it's going to do is enhance the user experience, and our experience shows that people who like what they're doing on a daily basis in the system and get used to it and are more efficient are actually going to use it more and more. And that's the key thing. It actually addresses some of the needs that SAP Business One doesn't have in its, and ideally it would have all of it in there, but Boyum have recognised that it doesn't and have taken advantage of that and now have a solution like B1 Up, which plugs in and the world's your oyster. What do you want it to do? Do you want it to work for teams of people? Do you want individual people to have their own version of how they use Business One? But the idea across the board, when I'm talking to prospects or customers alike, is that when you take on B1 Up, everybody should have it. So if you do make a general tweak across the system, everyone benefits from that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's key. Are there any other questions from anybody? Because I know on these sort of sessions, some people are shy and don't want to ask questions individually, or in a group rather. I'm more than happy to get in contact with anyone after today if they want to flag, if they want to be contacted about the solution. But it really is about helping you get the most from your investment. That's the key driver here with B1 Up. It's not Ascari trying to sell you anything at all. If you don't see any value in this, or you've got B1 Up set up in the way you need, that's great. We've done the job already. But if you are interested, we can definitely help you get a more efficient use of your current system and get more from your investment. So I'll just wait for a second.
No?
Yeah, I can't see any other questions. Oh, here we go.
Don't be shy.
Can we have a copy of the database? I've been asked.
Oh, I can give it to you, Alan, and then whatever you would like.
Yeah, that's no problems. I know that's from one of our customers who's from the IT department, so they're asking from a more technical background.
For all of you guys, I want to mention something. We have a lot of samples out there on YouTube, and you can just follow it to set up. Actually, what I show you, we do have most likely available. If you go to your download folder from the B1 Usability Package, I'm sure somebody knows in your company, or Alan's team knows where it is. There is a sample folder in there, and it gives you actually samples to walk you through how to set that up. Okay, the screens are old. Okay, so they've been several years, the old SAP screens, but you will get the idea. So it walks you through, okay, first you have to do this, then you have to do this. We also have a lot of e-learning on YouTube. So follow us on the YouTube channel. Go put in there Boyum Usability Package e-learning. And if you're a beginner, just check it out, because it will give you ideas for your company's need. It will tell you, you're like, oh my gosh, this is cool, we could use that. So we have a lot out there. We put out there whatever we can, and we constantly have videos coming out. Okay.
Yeah, that's great. And we already have customers who have already invested in that e-learning center from Boyum. It's not expensive, but it gives access to absolutely training modules on all of the Boyum products. So it's actually a worthy investment. And Ascari and Boyum make not a penny of profit for it. You just pay for the platform costs to get onto it.
Yes, exactly.
So it's worthy of investment if you want to go down this route and develop things yourselves. So any other questions before we close off for today? I have recorded this session just because one of our customers couldn't log in today. They double booked and then asked for a copy of it. Please let me know if anybody wants a copy of this session again, so they've got it on record and can talk about it internally. But if there are no other further questions, I'll thank you all for your attention and time today, and we'll close off. So hopefully speak to you soon.
Thank you everybody for joining today. I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you.
Speak to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.